Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Police nabbed men who allegedly stole $350,000 from vehicle in downtown Kingston. Quick action by the police on Friday resulted in the recovery of more than $350,000 stolen from a motor vehicle in downtown Kingston and the arrest of two men. The Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit (CCU) says a man securely locked his motor car on Ocean Boulevard, Kingston, and went to a business establishment. When he returned to his vehicle sometime after 2 p.m., he saw a man exiting it and entered a Toyota Corolla motor car, which sped away from the scene. He made checks inside his vehicle and realized the cash he had withdrawn from the bank was missing. The man quickly made calls to the police emergency 119 number and provided information on the vehicle. Members of the St. Andrew South Police Division swiftly intercepted the vehicle in Seaview Gardens, Kingston 11, with two men aboard. The vehicle and its occupants were searched and over $350,000 was found inside, along with 3 cellular phones. The identities of the men are being withheld pending further investigation. Dancehall artist Layden released from prison. Dancehall entertainer Layden was released from prison after serving more than 2 years for gun possession. The entertainer, whose real name is O'Keefe Aarons, was convicted in December 2020. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison for illegal possession of a firearm and 18 months for illegal possession of ammunition. The sentences run concurrently. It was reported that on the night of October 28, 2020, lawmen were in Cheapside, St. Elizabeth, when they signaled the driver of a black Mercedes-Benz motor vehicle to stop. The driver initially complied but sped off when the police approached. A chase ensued, and during this chase, an object was seen being thrown from the sunroof of the vehicle. The object turned out to be a firearm. The artist was arrested and later charged. Police named 2 persons of interest as they imposed curfew in Seaview Gardens. The police have imposed a 48-hour curfew in Seaview Gardens, Kingston, while at the same time naming 2 persons of interest they believe can assist with several investigations within the division. The persons of interest are Romeo Glipsby, otherwise called Romy, and Aaron McLeod, both of Seaview Gardens. The police say the men should report to the Hunts Bay police station by midday on Saturday. Meanwhile, the curfew imposed at 6 p.m. on Friday is set to remain in focus until 6 p.m. Sunday. The boundaries of the curfew are north intersection of Chesterfield and Arctic Boulevard onto Leland Road to Atlantic Boulevard, east along Chesterfield Avenue to the intersection of Pacific Boulevard, south along Atlantic Boulevard in an easterly direction to Chesterfield Avenue at the intersection of Arctic Boulevard, and west from Leland Avenue along Atlantic Boulevard in southern direction to an imaginary point. Grange stars economic potential of Miami Bay Water Wheel Heritage Tourism Attraction. Culture Minister Oliver Grange has pointed out that the Miami Bay Water Wheel in St. Anne has great economic potential as a heritage tourism attraction. A ribbon cutting and unveiling ceremony was held at the site. Ms. Grange said the event represented the completion of the first of 6 phases of the restoration of the historic monument.
This water wheel is one of 2 such structures in the island that is presently located near a main road, the other being the Trial water wheel in Hanover. Being conveniently situated along the Miami Bay corridor along the north coast between Ocherous and St. Anne's Bay, the water wheel has great economic potential as a heritage tourism attraction. And I really want to thank the TPDCOM and specifically the Minister of Tourism for ensuring that these great attractions are funded and highlighted as part of the tourism product. Indeed, as a state party to the 1972 UNESCO World Heritage Convention, Jamaica is duty-bound to protect our built heritage as stated in Article 4, which states, inter alia, each state party to this convention recognizes that the duty of ensuring the identification, protection, conservation, preservation, presentation, and transmission to future generations of the cultural and natural heritage referred to in Articles 1 and 2 and situated on its territory belongs primarily to that state. So the restoration of the Miami Bay Water Wheel is in keeping with the government of Jamaica's commitment to its obligations under the convention and a direct action to preserve our built heritage for generations to come. The present Roaring River complex encompasses the former Miami Bay estate. This estate comprises historical sites and monuments, including the Miami Bay Water Wheel, the Miami Bay Great House, the Roaring River Great House, and a Taino site. Also, the Iron Water Wheel and Stone Aqueduct remains are associated with the historic Miami Bay Sugar Works complex dating back to the 1700s. It is housed in remnants of a cut stone mill house. During the sugar plantation era, where flowing river water was available and could be harnessed to power the sugar mill, the water wheel was installed to provide the power to turn the mill's roller. To the east of the water wheel, the aqueduct system is visible at an elevation of about 30 meters, and the height of the aqueduct is significantly lowered as it progresses up the hill. So the Roaring River was the source of water for the aqueduct, which acted as a water canal, providing the power to turn the water wheel for the cane grinding operation. Critical role.
Prime Minister Holness Infrastructure Improvement Project to be launched soon. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has indicated that an initiative aimed at improving the infrastructure of town centres across the country will be launched soon. He gave the commitment while speaking at the handing over of the Epworth Feeder Road in St. Anne. Mr. Holness said the improvements will include the construction of taxi parks and sidewalks, among other things. Citing that Epworth Feeder Road as an example, the Prime Minister said the government intends to create roadways connections from residential areas to towns where people can do business comfortably. For rural communities, Mr. Holness said improvement will be made to connect them to urban town centres. He assured residents of rural communities that while some of them do not share the interest, it is to create opportunities for them.
We're also going to be, in the next budget, we're going to be launching a program. I'm giving you some advanced thought here, but we're going to be launching a program to start to improve the infrastructure within the town. So we're going to be looking at parking for taxis. We're going to be looking at putting in sidewalks for pedestrians to walk comfortably. We're going to look at improving the civic buildings in the area, not just to build new ones, but to restore and preserve some of them that have historical value. And we've already started our project to build new townships. So in Morant Bay, you have heard about the new Morant Bay Town Centre that has started. In Portland, we have started the new Mountbrook Centre. And we're looking to do others right across Jamaica. We're now looking at England to see where we can put a new town centre. So all of that is designed to create urban spaces where people can do business comfortably. There is the issue of housing. People want to be able to live close to where they work. So we have certain strategies dealing with that. But the truth is, we won't be able to accommodate everyone in our urban centers unless we are prepared to go higher. Alright? And you're seeing that happening, that phenomenon is happening in Kingston, where our buildings are going on. We're going to be ensuring that there is a connection, because one of the challenges with rural communities is that they have traditionally been cut off from the urban activity. Now, when you talk to people who live in rural communities, they don't want their community to change. The people of Epworth love Epworth as it is. They don't want it to change. All they want is the road fixed, and then they can take their produce or go to work on roads that are comfortable. When I came here, I think it was in 2020 or 2020, that's what the people, the farmers, the young farmers, they don't want to live here. They don't want to leave Epworth. But many of them are forced to leave because they don't have the basics.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell